What is up? This is a different angle, but I'm gonna read Meditations. I'm on book one, and I am on the 17th story slash section. Um, yes, so I'm gonna start. It's just a little passage that I'll read, and then I'll just post it. So, section 17. To the gods that I am indebted for having good grandfathers, good parents, a good sister, good teachers, good associates, good kindsmen and friends, nearly everything good. Further, I owe it to the gods that I was not hurried into any offense against any of them, though I had a disposition which, if opportunity had offered, might have led me to do something of this kind, but through their favor there never was such a concurrence of circumstances as put me to the trial. Further, I am thankful to the gods that I was not longer brought up with my grandfather's concubine, and I preserved the flower of my youth, and I did not make a proof of my fertility before the proper season, but even deferred the time that I was subjected to a ruler and a father who was able to take away all the pride from me, and to bring me to the knowledge that it is impossible for a man to live in a palace without wanting either guards or embroidered dresses, or torches and statues, and such like show, but that is in such a man's power to bring himself very near to the fashion of private person, without being for this reason either meaner in thought or more remiss in action with respect to the things which must be done for the public interest in a manner that befits a ruler. I thank the gods for giving me such a brother who was able to be his moral character to rouse me to vigilance over myself, and who, at the same time, pleased me by his respect and affection, that my children have not been stupid nor deformed in body, that I did not make more proficiency in rhetoric, poetry, and other studies, in which I should perhaps have more completely engaged, if I had seen that I was making progress in them, that I had made haste to place those who brought me up in a station of honor, which they seemed to desire, without putting them off hope of me, of my doing it, sorry, without putting them off with hope of my doing it some time after, before they were then still young, that I knew Apollonisnus, Rustius, Maximus, that I received clear and frequent impressions about living according to nature, and what kind of life that is, so that so far depended on the gods and their gifts and help and inspirations, nothing hindered me from the forthwith living according to nature, though I still fall short of it through my own fault, and through not observing the admonitions of the gods, and I may almost say their direct instructions, that my body has held out so long in such a kind of life that I never touched either Benedicta or Theodotus, and that after having fallen into amatory passions, I was cured. And though I was often out of humor with Rusticus, I never did anything of which I had occasion to repent. That though it was my mother's fate to die young, she spent the last years of her life with me. That whenever I wished to help any man in his head, or on any other occasion, I was never told I had not the means of doing it, and that to myself the same necessity never happened. To receive anything from another, that have such a wife, so obedient and so affectionate and so simple, that I have an abundance of good masters for my children, and that remedies have been shown to me by dreams, both others and against blood spitting and giddiness, and that when I had inclination to philosophy, I did not fall into the hands of any sophists, and that I did not waste my time on writers of histories, or in the resolution of syllogisms, or accompany myself about the investigation of appearances in the heavens, for all these things require the help of the gods and fortune, And that's the end of book one. I'm probably gonna read book two some other time, but uh, ending off, um, I think Marcus, right? Let me double check. Yeah, Marcus. I should probably call him by his last name, Aurelius. I hope I'm saying that right. That first book was talking about people that have um, affected his life, people he cared about that have left a lesson for him. So you weren't able to see me read throughout the whole thing, but he mentions Alexander of the Platonic, Frontal One, Cadulus, Severus, Alexander, and yeah, every single one, Maximus has left. His father section was really nice. Although his father was a not really in tune with his emotions and was kind of like angry and um where else does it say? He says vigorous renditions. He just had this fire in him. Although he had this con that he mentioned first, the rest he starts with the negative and then he moves on to the positives about his dad, which him being passionate about philosophy and then he like relates his arrogance and temper and applies it in a good way, which was positive, you know, which was being able to teach and um, being very passionate about what he does. But yeah, I'm gonna post this and I'll be, just random sections of this book throughout the year or um, yeah, yeah, yeah.